Hello, Bridget Bartlett here with Vision Marketing and Design. And today we are live inside of our team training where we are live Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about building a brand. And if you have a church or you're an agency who is working with churches and ministries, this is what we've been talking about, right? So how to build a website, how to build a brand, how to get people into your doors. And one of the things that churches or any nonprofit need is a place where people can donate on their website. Now, a donation is not like a standard product where, you just say it's $20 and then they purchase it. And then, you can set up a donation that way. But the trick with donations is that you really want to give them the ability to put in whatever amount they want to put in. Now, if you have a church, what's really great is you can set up this donation page. I'm going to show you how to create today. And you could create a QR code. You could put it on the screens. You could have it on your new member cards. There's all of your website, your social media channels, all of those things, and then just go right to the donate page. Okay. Of course, you can have it on your website as well. But that's what we want to talk about today. How to use Stripe to create a donate link. Okay. So the platform that we're using right now is High Level. If you're not a High Level member yet, you can go to bridgetbartlett.com and join. If you're already a High Level member and you want to join our program, you can. We also have plans for you as well. And if you're not quite sure, you can actually go to bridgetbartlett.com and register for all of our free training and tools. Okay. So this is the website that we're working on. And I promise you, when this is all done, it will be available to my affiliates inside of where the rest of your snapshots and things are. So today, since High Level uses Stripe, I wanted to show you how you can set up this donation page using Stripe. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is you can actually go into Stripe, and you'll see I'm in my test account now, and you want to go to payments, and you're going to love this because there's no coding. It's really, really easy. Okay, just go to payments and then go to create payment link or create payment. You'll see we have some options here. I'm just going to choose payment link. Okay, now here is the trick. All right, you just want to, typically it will default to products or subscriptions. You just want to make sure that you are choosing customers choose what to pay. Okay, so that's really what makes the difference for the donation as opposed to a regular product, right? So I'm just going to say donate to our church. Okay, of course you'd want something better than that. You could add your image here. You could add a description if you want to. You can choose the currency that you want the donation to be in. You can also suggest preset amounts. So if you want to say, $20 or whatever you want to say, you can set that there. And you can also set limits. So if you want there to be a minimum amount or a maximum amount, you could set that as well. And then you have some advanced options, right? So you can change your call to action, this button here where it says pay. You can change that to donate. You could also add custom fields here. You can allow the businesses to provide their tax IDs, collect customer addresses if you want to, and then also require customers to leave a phone number. So with the custom fields, you can choose text, numbers, or even a drop down. Okay, most of us won't use all of these things, but it's definitely helpful to at least collect the phone number. That way you can, add that to your CRM, okay, and then follow up with them, right? So since we have the ability to send text messages and things, I do like to collect the phone number, okay? So once you get this set here, then you want to set what you're going to do after the donation, okay? So do you want to show a confirmation message like this where it says, thanks for your donation, or do you want to replace that with a custom message? You could type that in there, or you could even choose to not show the or don't show confirmation page and then redirect them to another page. I do suggest that you redirect them to another page on your website with your same domain, and maybe like you could add some things about your business or maybe serving or something like that. Other ways that they can get involved, because obviously if they've donated, they must resonate with your church or your message or whatever your business is. Okay, and then also you can create an invoice PDF. Okay, just keep in mind that Stripe does charge 0.4% of the transaction total, which is capped at $2 per invoice. Okay, so For this example, I'm just going to choose show confirmation page, and we're going to leave it as the default. And then I'm going to click here to create the link. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and re-enter my password there. And it's going to take us to the page now where I capture the link. Okay, so all I need to do is copy that. You'll see if you click down here, you can actually add UTM parameters if you are, doing ads or things like that. You can also click here and then generate that QR code and just download. So that can easily be added to any of your marketing materials. So it's already done for you. You don't even have to have a separate piece of equipment for that. And then you can also edit the buy button here. So if you want to embed that there, you can do that. Okay. And then of course you can change the name, edit it, add a note, and so on. All right. But the important thing is now we just want this donate link. Okay. Now, when you go to use this, keep in mind that, and you may have noticed that this donate link is only a one-time donation. And a lot of times churches do have, where people can donate monthly. And that's really the best way where people, and, if you're a Christian, you know that a lot of us believe in tithing. And so that is just a regular reoccurring payment. And a lot of times people love to sign up for that because they can let God get his 10%. They don't have to worry about paying for it. It just comes out automatically, right? So you may definitely like that. And you do have a couple options. Okay. So of course we could just have this link here, add this link to a button on our website, and then you'll see this is what it looks like, right? They can just type in their amount, like let's say $20, and then enter in their info and then go ahead and pay. Okay, so that's the basic donate link. You also, Stripe has an option here. It's called Donorbox, and there are fees incurred with this. And you'll see if you go to the pricing page that, depending on the plan that you choose, there are fees incurred. Okay, so that may be something that you want to consider if that's really important. If you have a really large, church or multiple locations, this may be something that you want to consider. But you also have the ability, and let me show you what this looks like live before I go any further so you can see. You can actually go to, and again, it's called donorbox.org is the URL. But you can actually click here and see the live examples, and just FYI, I'm not an affiliate of Stripe or Donorbox or any of that. I just wanted to share with you a solution in case you do need something more specific or you're working with a client who needs something more specific. So this is basically a live example of what the Donorbox page looks like. So you'll see here that they can select the amount here. So we have 25, 50, 100, and 500. They can also choose one time or monthly. And then they can also choose, obviously their payment method here. Okay, so that's kind of what the Donorbox page looks like. But if you don't really want to, you don't really need something like that, you can actually use high level, and it's really, really simple. Okay, so here I created a donate page. I'm going to go ahead and open this up because we have our link. Okay. It's just a simple donate page. Okay. So I've added a button here and it says choose any amount, one-time gift. Okay. So what you want to do is you just want to scroll down once you click on the button, and you want to go to website URL, and then you just want to paste that donate link here. Okay, so I'm just pasting the link. And anytime, this is a good golden rule to follow, anytime that you are taking someone outside of your website, it's always best to have it open in a new tab. That way, if they decide to not go there, they can always just close out that tab, and then they're still on your website. Okay, so I have this toggled on to open a new tab. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save that now. But you'll see here that what if they want to make a reoccurring donation? And we kind of have this option here, right? Except they're just clicking a button to make a one-time donation. And then what we're going to do is actually create like a checkout page for the reoccurring donations. Okay, so you'll see I said make a reoccurring donation, but we actually now need to create those plans like you see here. This is just simply a product, if you can think of it like that, a product that's $25 a month, $50 a month, 100, or 500. Okay, so if we want to replicate that same type of system, we can go into the payments here, and we can go into products, and I'm going to go ahead and just create those products to match that style here. So let's call this donate, just so I can keep track here. And then we will say digital goods. Let's say donate. Let's see what the options were. 25, 50, 100. Okay. So donate $25. And then we'll say a service. And we'll say donate again. Donate $25. And here we could choose a one-time donation, but they can't choose the amount with this. Okay, so that's why I went with the Stripe donate link for the one-time donation. But for the reoccurring, it's basically just like we saw here, it's basically just a product. So let's go back in here, and now we're going to choose $25. And you can even choose, monthly. You can have a custom. Maybe you want to do like the 15th and then the first of the month, or however you want to set that up. For this example, though, I'm just going to choose monthly. You do have additional options here. So if you don't really, this isn't relevant so much for this donation, but maybe you just want to do like 3 donations of whatever, but just so that you have that option. Okay, for this example, probably doesn't make a lot of sense for most people, so we're just going to create this donate $25 and then create that product. Okay, so let's go ahead now. We're going to create the next one. So this is donate. Let's make this $50. Of course, if you have seen any of my videos, you know that I can't spell, and I love to tell you how much I can't spell every time I misspell something. So now we're going to go to service. We're going to add that donate here, and then we are going to add $50. We're going to change this to reoccurring, make this $50. We're going to keep it at monthly, and then we're going to click create. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll just do one more here. So let's say donate and $75, or actually I think it was 100, so we'll say 100, and it's a service. So let's just copy this and paste, and it's going to be reoccurring, and then let's make it 100. Okay, so create. So now you see we have our 3 plans here: donate 25, 50, and 100. So let's go back to our website now, and we're going to go into the page of our website. And this one is called church. So I'm going to search for church. I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to go to the page that our donations are on. Okay. And then I want to click the 3 dots here, and I'm going to choose products. So now what I need to do is I need to tell the builder what products I want to be on this page. Okay, now you can see this: multiple reoccurring products and bump products with subscriptions not supported with PayPal. Okay, so we're using Stripe anyway. I prefer Stripe over PayPal all day long, but just so that you know, it will not work with PayPal. So let's go ahead and add our product here, and we just want to choose our product. We only have one price for this this actual product or plan, so we're going to click save. Let's go back now. We want to add the other 2 products, so we're going to choose donate 50. We're going to choose that price and save, and then we're going to go back and add that last product here. So we're going to choose the 100, choose that price, and save. So now we've connected our plans to our donate page. Now we need to add a checkout form. Okay, so let's go ahead and click edit in a new tab. And I do want to say hello to Floyd and Maria and Keisha and Frankie. I see someone on Facebook. I just see Facebook user. Hello. Thank you for joining. Okay, so now here, what I want to do is I want to click this little plus sign, and I'm going to scroll down until I see the 1-step checkout form. Now, the difference between the 1-step and the 2-step is the 2-step checkout form is great if you are a software reseller, or you just want to make sure they enter in the information, their contact information, before going to the checkout page. So if you, the reason I say it's great for a software reseller is because a lot of times when we resell software, it's cheaper than the minimum advertised price okay, because we're trying to be competitive, but you want to kind of block it from public view, okay? So that keeps you compliant, okay? That's just a side note there. But for this example, we don't mind, and we actually want them to see the prices because we want them to choose their plan here. So let's just go ahead and click that, and then we're going to drag that into the field. Okay, so now you see we have this big long checkout form. Okay, now the first thing we want to do is go through here and we want to edit this form because it's really long. It has info that we don't really need. So what I like to do here is just go right to advanced, and then I want to hide the company name. I will show the phone number. Most churches don't have, maybe they're not international, maybe they are. If they are international, you should definitely toggle this on so that it enables the country picker when they're entering in their phone number. But we're not really shipping anything unless, a lot of times churches will set up a program where if someone donates, they'll send them a free gift. And if that's the case, you definitely want to have that, the shipping information there as well. Okay, so you can go through here and you can customize almost anything on this form here. Maybe instead of complete order, you want to say submit donation. Okay, so you can just change that there. So let's now go back here, and you probably want to change the color because this color is not with our brand. So I'm just going to change that there and make it match. And then you'll see up here it says shipping and your info. We don't really want that. So let's go down to advanced, and we can change this. You can either delete this and just completely get rid of it, or you can type something else in there. Now, I don't really need that text there because I'm already saying here, make a reoccurring donation. Okay, so this is pretty much everything that I see on the form that I want to, customize. But you will see here that we have this quantity option, and I also want to draw your attention to the fact that this, you'll see it says $99. This is only a default. Okay, so when we preview the live page, you'll see our actual products and our actual prices because this is like a dynamic form. Okay, so let's scroll through here. Let me make sure. Here is something else I wanted to draw your attention to. The enable cart mode. That will allow them to purchase multiple quantities of a product. And since this is a donation, we don't want them to have the ability to do that or do that by mistake. So we just want to toggle that off. You don't really need the product description in this example, but if you do want that to be on here and on the checkout form, you can keep that toggled on. We don't really need that. This isn't a bump product, and we're not really going to have coupon codes on a donation form, so we're going to go ahead and toggle that off. Now, if it was a sticky contact, what a sticky contact is let's say that they opted in on another page, or they are somehow in our system so that when they do come to the donate page, it will pre-fill in the information that they entered in on another page, okay? So you may want to have this toggled on because, especially if you're maybe running ads and they've opted in for something and then it goes to a donate page, it will help increase conversions because it pre-fills in things that maybe they would look at the form and think, oh, that's going to take too long. I'll do that later. And then they don't come back to it. So you want to definitely use that according to your use case, right? You can add a new contact on every purchase, but I don't really encourage you to do that because if you already have a contact in this contact who's donating is already in your system, then it's going to create a duplicate contact, even if you have duplicate contacts turned off in your account. Okay. So, honestly, I can't think of a use case why you would want this, but it's great to have the option if you did have that purpose. If you want to validate the disposable email address, you can toggle this on. There is an additional incurring charge when you're using email credits, but it does ensure that the email is a valid email. So again, you want to weigh the pros and cons and decide which option you want that to be available. And of course, we have this ability to make this visible on desktop and or mobile. we're not really concerned with that because we want this to be available. So we're going to go ahead now and save, and you can click here to preview what the live checkout form looks like. Okay, so now you can see that we have click here to enter in the gift, right? So a one-time donation of whatever they want. And then we also have the form here where they're entering in their contact information, which is really great because then it goes into our system, okay? And then we can choose, they can choose what they want to donate every single month, okay? And you may, it says make recurring donation, but maybe you want this to be more specific and say donate $25 monthly, just to be clear so that people know, what they're doing. And then, of course, they're going to enter in their credit card payment information, all right? Now, one thing you do want to be aware of is when they have completed this checkout, you also need to send them somewhere, okay? So just like I was talking about, if they make a one-time donation here and we can send them to a thank you page, we would want to do that same thing. Oops, I'm already in here. We would want to do that same thing here as well. Okay, so we can choose a page in our website if we want to. I'll just keep it there just for the sake of having a page. But we can choose from the drop-down menu, or we can even add the website URL that we want to send them to. Okay, so once that is complete, this is good to go. Now, what's beautiful about this is you can actually build automations that start with that donation so that you can create smart lists. And I have training on all of this to help you. But when you create a workflow, let's just start from scratch here. You can, and we can call this donations. And we can trigger this workflow based on the order, which is actually order form submission. And we can choose the specific funnel that we want to trigger this automation. So we can go to church now, and we can even choose the specific page. So let's choose donate. So now what we're saying is anytime someone submits an order in the funnel, which is church funnel website, on the page donate, it's going to trigger this automation. Okay. So what I would recommend is creating a tag. All right. So we're going to say tag, and we're going to add a contact tag, and we're going to call it donation and save. So, of course, we could send them an email, we could send them a ringless voicemail and say, thank you so much for your donation. We could send them a gift, maybe whatever, a downloadable, PDF, whatever you want to send them. You could do that here. You have all of these options available. You could even invite them into a membership area. I mean, you can build and build and build these workflows and automations and do some really, really advanced things, okay? But the very basic thing we want to do is add a tag, because we want to keep track of all of the people who are, quote, buyers, or people in our church who are donating monthly or have donated in the past. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save this, and I'm going to show you why this is so powerful to add this tag. So now when I go into my contacts here, I can actually create a smart list by going to tag, selecting the tag donate. You'll see, scroll down here, donation, and then we can apply. And of course, we don't have any contacts who have done that. But what's cool about Smart Lists is that it is dynamic. Okay, so we can create the Smart List right now, and we're going to call this donations. Donations, and here we go with the spelling again, and save. And now you'll see we have this list here, okay? And so, of course, you can save again, whatever you want to do. Now what happens is, if we go to our contacts, and let's say I go to this tester person, and I'm just going to add the tag manually, but if they had actually, this person had donated, they would go through that workflow and they would be tagged. Okay, so now if I go from here, we have one person with the donation tag now. So if we go back to our contacts list, let's go back this way, and we go to donations, now you're going to see that we have Tester who has donated to our ministry or our business. Okay. So now, and I know you ministry leaders, you definitely understand the power of having a list of all of your people who are donating to your ministry or your business. Okay. You can send email campaigns. You can, follow up with them. There's so many things that you can do by managing this. Of course, you could also create opportunities in the pipeline using the workflow. There's so many things that allow you to follow up with them and then really start keeping track of all of your members and donations. Okay. So that's all I wanted to share with you today. Remember, if you are a high level member already, or you're interested in joining high level, or you just want to register for my free training and tools, you can go to bridgetbartlett.com, and I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye. Thank you so much for joining us for today's training. If you have any questions, you can join us for open office hours starting right now at bridgetbartlett.com. It's free and open to everyone, so I'll see you there.